Hello. Now we'll talk about updating, merging, and copying the dictionary. So, updating an existing keys values in a dictionary is very straightforward. Let's say that here we have this dictionary D, and if we want to update the value of B, we can simply call the D dot B equal to, and then we're passing a new value which is 200. Now again, when we check the dictionary, we have updated the value. But again, for that we have the update method. Sometimes we want to update all the item in one dictionary based on the item in the other dictionary. So for that, you can use the update method. So update method is the three form, right? It can take another dictionary. It can take iterable of iterables of length 2, which is key value pair, and it can take the keyword argument value. We'll see one by one. For that, let's create two dictionary D1 and D2 over here. Now, here, here we are saying that D1 dot update D2. This is the first approach we are using. And now we are trying to print the D1. This will update all the value of D2 in the D1. You can see that. Now, again, we can also see the order over here. So it is in the same order that we have passed the value. Right? Now here we have this D1. We can also use this dot update, and now you can pass the value as a keyword argument. Like you can pass this value over here. Now when you do this, here you can also see that the B value has been updated. Earlier the B value was 2, but now the B value is 20, right? Again, we have this D1, and now we can update by passing the list of tuple, that is iterable of iterables, and this iterables has the two argument key and the value pair. We can pass this way, then we can get the dictionary, right? You can also create a more complicated dictionary, like over here we have this dictionary D. And now in the update method, because now we can pass this iterable of iterables, we can simply create the generator over here. We are saying that for k in Python. And now each k will be Python. And so each k will be key and the value will be order of the key. So here we are creating the order of the key with the order functions, right? Now again, now in this dictionary, we have this D1 and D2. Here we have this B as a common word, B as a common key. Here the B is 2 and here the B is 200. So what will happen when we do D1 dot update D2? Basically this will choose, because this first one is still there. When we update this D2, it will update these value. So for B1 it will be, so for B it will be 200 as an value. Here we can see that. Now let's talk about the unpacking dictionary. This is very much similar to how we did unpacking with the iterables. So again, consider that. Let's see first. Here we have this two list. So here we have this two iterable L1 and L2. And now we are unpacking this L1 and L2 in a tuple. And now we call this as an L. We can print L. This is what the unpacking does with the iterables. Now let's do the similar thing with the dictionary. We have this D1 and D2. Now we are unpacking D1 and D2 with this double star operator, right? For the dictionary, we use a double star. For the table, like the tuple or the dictionary or the string, we use the star. So for the key value pair, we use the double star. Now we see that we have updated the value. Again, here we are again doing the same thing, but again this B is common. So the new B will remain over here. Here we can see that. Now let's see an example. In this example, we have some dictionary which use the configuration of applications. So we have this one dictionary which use a default configuration. So here we are creating a dictionary with the help of from keys. The default value we are passing is none. Now we have this another dictionary which store the global configuration, which is like port and the database. So let's use this. And then we have this two more dictionary which store the development and the product configurations. So this is the both configurations we have. Now let's say that now we can generate a full configuration for our development environment. So that what we want the default one, we want the global one, and then we want the configuration from the development. We can unpack all these dictionary in a common dictionary, and that will be the dictionary like development for the, that will be the configuration for the development, right? And again, let's say that if you want to get the same thing for the product environment, we can, so again the same code will be there, but again, but in the last we will unpack the product configuration dictionary. So this is the what value we'll get. Now let's talk about the copying dictionary. Now again, we can make a copy of the dictionary by using again, so by using the copy function, but again here we have to understand about the shallow and the deep copy. So copy method in the dictionary implement the shallow copy mechanism. Means if the new container is created, but the item inside that container will be referenced to the same object. Let's see that with the example. Here we have this dictionary. Here we are making a copy of the dictionary with the copy method. We are storing in the D1. Now let's try to print the D1 and the D and the D1. Here we have the two identical dictionary. Let's try to check the ID of D and the D1. And here we are again trying to check whether these both are same or not. So the ID we can see is still different because both are the different object. And here we can see that both objects are not same. Right? But here what we're trying to do is we are trying to remove the element from the D dictionary with the help of with the help of del keyword. And now let's try to print both D and the D1. What value we are getting? So here we have deleted the element from D, but it is not affecting the D1, right? Or if you even do this, here we are changing the value of B inside a D dictionary, and that will not affect in the D1. But let's see what happens if you mutate the value in one dictionary. So here we have this dictionary, again the same dictionary we are creating. Now instead of changing the entire value, now we want to mutate this iterable data. So here we are saying that d dot a, which is the list now, and now we are appending that list to 100. So we are appending in that list the 100 element. When we run this, when we try to print D, we have added, that's correct. Now let's see what happens when we print D1. So D1 has also updated. This is what happens when you do the shallow copy. Again, when you check whether this D of A is same as D of D1 of A, yeah, both are true, right? Now again, let's talk about the nested dictionary, right? So here we have this D, we are creating the copy of the nested dictionary, and now we are trying to change the person name from John to John Cleese. Now let's see. And again, we are also appending a new element to the post to a 300. Let's try to see the effect of D1. When we try to print the D, we're again getting the same update. So here, because we have done the shallow copy, so if you mutate the mutable element in one dictionary, that mutation will happen to that mutation will reflect to the other dictionary as well. To avoid this, we can use the deep copy. Again, you do not have to kind of take the loop and then you have to copy each element. For that, we have this deep copy function from the copy module. Let's import this. And now we have this same dictionary. Now we are using a deep copy over here, and the variable name is D1. Now let's try to do the same change. So here D1 has changed. Now let's try to print D. Now this time we have copy with the help of deep copy mechanism. When we try to see that, now this change is not there. We can see that. So name has not changed. The element has not added, right? So this is what happens when you deal with the copy with the iterables, right? Now, we saw earlier that we can also copy the dictionary by using unpacking. So which method should we use? So again, we can use the unpacking this way. But again, if you do the unpacking, right? Let's say that if you do the unpacking and like then you add it, right? So it's like you can add a multiple element in just one dictionary. That is much more efficient and much more flexible. So you can use that technique, right? So even these things happen with the unpacking as well, right? So if you do the unpacking, it also create the shallow copy. But again, if you have to choose any of the technique, you can choose this unpacking way, because this is much more flexible. You can unpack multiple dictionary, right, in just one go, right? And yeah, that's it with the updating and merging the dictionary. Thank you very much.